Hello everyone, Dr. Greg Gillum with Human Fusion. We're in a series of videos now looking at an article from the 2017 McKinsey report looking at organizational health. In the last video, we looked at several outcomes that were all driven by specific management practices. And in this video, we're going to talk about the 4 specific strategies that the article recommends that a company can start doing now, that in 6 to 12 months, they're going to really start seeing very, very good dividends on their investment. So the first thing they talk about is to pick a health recipe. Now, what a recipe is, you remember that in the last video, each outcome was associated, I talked about, 3 or 4 different practices. There were actually 5 or 6 different practices listed. I just went over the top, 2 or 3 in each one. What these health recipes do is take practices from several different areas and combine them. And they've actually labeled them into a package or a recipe. The first recipe is called the Leadership Factory. These are organizations that drive performance by developing and deploying strong leaders, supporting them through coaching, formal training, and then the right growth opportunities. So these are companies very, very into coaching and training and developing their people. All right, that's number 1. The second recipe is called the Continuous Improvement Engine, where organizations that gain their competitive advantage by involving all employees in driving performance and innovation, gathering insights, and then sharing that knowledge across the company. So really good internal communication, high morale, high energy, lots of psychological safety, that type of company. Third one is the Talent and Knowledge Core. Organizations that accelerate their performance by attracting and inspiring top talent and then getting out of their way, right? We know organizations like this, the Googles of the world, the Microsofts of the world, that kind of thing. And then finally, the Market Shaper. Organizations that get ahead through innovating at all levels and using their deep understanding of their customers and their competitors to implement those innovations. So those are the 4: Leadership Factory, Continuous Improvement Factory, the Talent and Knowledge Core, and the Market Shapers. The key to understanding this is that you can't do all 4. You can only do one. You can only focus on one, because these are big things, right? Big initiatives, company-long initiatives, the longevity here is measured in years, not in months. So you got to pick one. So that's the first thing that the article talks about. The second thing is get to the heart of mindsets. So this is getting at root cause of taking the old sort of fixed mindsets out of the organization and replacing them with the new growth mindsets. So it's really a heavy communication on values, clear vision, where we're going, and constant stories about situations that really support that particular strategy. The third idea here is engage employees at all levels. And I love the idea here that they talks about looking at every division, looking at every department, and picking 1 or 2 people who are very influential and who are very positive, and bring them in and really make sure that they have the key communication points and that they go back out and become your champions within the organization, and keep them engaged on all levels and watch them influence the right things out in the field. And the last idea is to get on the pulse. And this is the idea that we have to get away from just doing the organizational cultural survey once a year and then kind of adjusting it. This is talking about taking very, very quick action on things that you learn that you're learning all the time. So this is like a constant, just a constant effort to make sure you're keeping the finger on the pulse of the organization and that you're doing the things very quickly in response to your learning. Hope you find these types of articles helpful. If you do, subscribe to Human Fusion, and we'll keep you up to date on all the latest trends that affect management practice today. Thanks.